So this is my old Vivitar flash. Started smoking yesterday. And this, well, it's not good. All this burning really didn't come from the smoking. I lit this on fire so I could take a picture of it for the thumbnail for the video. But this could have happened eventually. Anyway, the Vivitar flash, as well as it has served me over the years, is gone. And so now I decided to get this new SUNPAK flash, mainly because it was the only one that I thought I could get last night, Sunday night. Where are you going to get a flash unit at on Sunday night in the suburbs or even in the city? The only thing to do was to order it online at walmart.com and pick it up in the store, and they said it would be ready by 9:21 p.m. I never got an email from them that it was ready, so finally this morning I called, and they said, yeah, they had it on the shelf. Apparently when you order something online from walmart.com, they don't get it out of a warehouse or anything, they just walk over to the shelf and get it. Or the pegs. So I could have just driven to Walmart yesterday at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whenever it was the flash started smoking and bought this thing. I didn't know that. So, lesson learned. Anyway, finally tonight, and I didn't really need it last night anyway, so finally tonight I go over to Walmart and I get my flash. Let's open up this Walmart bag. I don't like dealing with Walmart really, but is it any different, I guess? I mean, B&H is like a photo place, but apparently they treat their employees like shit too. Or I don't know, I've heard. That's just alleged. So, here's the new SUNPAK flash. And the package, I wanted this to be like an opening video, but this is kind of a quasi-opening video because I already tore it open at the Walmart to see what kind of batteries I needed, and it doesn't specify. So, the SUNPAK DF3600U flash. Now, apparently, this is a universal flash, which means it's compatible with Nikon and Canon TTL systems. And honestly, I'm probably never gonna use it on a DSLR because I may never even own a DSLR. I want a smaller mirrorless camera. Where I live, I think a DSLR would turn me into an instant target, really. You know, if you got a big camera, a big lens, a big tripod, you're an event where I take most of my photos. I just want to be like a schmo with a little dinky camera. So this flash is just going to be my indoor flash, and I'm probably going to use it in manual mode with the optical slave. But this is great right here. It has a built-in optical slave. So let's take this out. I'll finish cutting it just ceremoniously. I could just probably rip it open, but cutting the clamshell and rip it out. And what you get in here, it's very simple. You don't get a lot of pomp and circumstance. This thing cost about 70 bucks, something like that. You get a little instruction sheet, the quick start guide, which really doesn't tell you shit. And what sucks is the flash stand is not included. I saw the stand in the photos online. I was hoping it would be included because, you know, it's gonna fall apart. Not fall apart, but fall over. So let's take a quick look at this thing, or a slow look. It's a little bit better quality than I thought it was gonna be, because I saw a couple of their cheaper flashes on Amazon, like the $29 ones, and they really were terrible looking. But this doesn't look too bad, especially compared to the Vivitar. It's kind of elaborate. It might be more flash than I ever need. It has a swivel head, or a tilt head, so you can bounce the flash off the ceiling. I don't know if I'll ever experiment with that, and it's got this big display. It has a built-in diffuser right here. I'm not sure exactly how that thing works. I may never use that, but it's kind of cool. I guess it's cool. I don't know what that does, really. Has your hot shoe with all your little doodads on the bottom. And it takes 4 AA batteries. It's kind of unclear. Oh, alright. So 4 AA batteries. Now, my AA batteries that I had may have been the culprit of why the Vivitar blew up. So I decided to get new batteries and a new charger, which we'll get out of this bag. And I also got a memory card, but I'll get to that later. These are the same batteries I had before, Energizer. They had Duracell, but they didn't have enough of the batteries. The kit came with 2 AAs and 2 AAAs, and I needed 4 AAs. And they didn't have any more on the pegs. Or it was Rayovac, and I mean, Rayovac's like a goofy company, so I don't know if I want Rayovac. So I got this, and we'll open this up. Hopefully these batteries are already charged, so I can see if this flash, well, I'm assuming the flash works, but just so I can check it out a little bit. Wow, they really got that in there tight. So, the Energizer battery charger, I don't know, doesn't look really impressive or imposing. You know, this kind of looks like one of those things that had all the pins in it, and you put your hand in it and make an impression in your hand. They were big in the 80s. But I'm assuming this is probably like a red light, green light, and I'll read the instructions on this thing later, but let's hope these things are charged. Let's get this out of the way, and let's see. Make sure to get the polarity right. I just want to turn this thing on and see what happens. You know, because I'm not necessarily a technophobe or anything. Alright. So, how do you turn it on? Where's that quick start guide that I threw away? Quick start guide. Blah, 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 blah. Power button. On, off. Alright. So now this is in TTL mode by default, and I guess that's manual mode, and it's ready, so let's see if it'll fire. Okay. So it's at 1/128th power, 18 millimeter. How do we zoom it? How do we adjust power? Manual. Okay, full power manual. Wow, that was a burst. Takes a second to recharge. So all I'm doing right here is I'm hitting the test button, which is blue, and that creates a wild flash. And I guess you can, damn it, you can go all down to 1/128th. Man, this thing recycles fast. Even at full power. That's kind of a slow recycle, but those batteries might be dead. Now, as far as zoom goes, I don't really even know how zoom works on a flash. I'm going to have to read like a manual online. Alright, so we're at 180 millimeters at 1:1. Let me go. Alright, so I think this is really cool. Because if you see the zoom level, what the hell is this? Garbage? It really kind of makes it into a small flash. And I don't know if you can even see those in the video because they're so quick. But as you go up with the zoom, or actually as you zoom it out to wide, okay, manual zoom, as you zoom it out to a wider zoom, like the flash itself gets way wider. So that's really cool. Here, let's see how it looks. I'm not going to look into it, but let's see how it looks from this side. You can't really even see anything. All right, I'm going to bump it up to full power and the widest zoom setting, and let's see what we got. Close your eyes. See, that's pretty cool. Okay, so that's the SUNPAK DF3600U flash with the Energizer batteries. Wow, that's bright. And I'm gonna have to really figure this thing out. Normally I'm able to improvise a little bit more fluidly in these videos because I know what I'm talking about, but here all I really know how to do is put the batteries in it and press the blue button. Press the blue button. But I think that as trusty as the Vivitar was, this thing may end up being a much, much better solution to my photographic needs, and I can't wait to see how it works with this Canon. I have a cheap Canon camera, and I find a lot of the time the white balance is off with the Canon camera, so I want to figure out if maybe that has something to do with the flash I was using. Probably not. So now here is the other little goodie I got. A SanDisk Ultra Plus 32 gigabyte. What is this called? An SD card? Now the one I have is 8 gigabytes, which is pretty much enough for most of the stuff that I want to do. But what happens on these cards, let me show you. I'll open this up and I'll show you what happens on these cards. First of all, they're hard to get out of the package. But they have these little fingers on them. Right here, gold finger. And what happens in my case, since I shoot photos pretty much every day, and then I pull the card out of the camera and put it in the computer, and these little plastic separators between the gold fingers, they break. And I think the way this reads is when you put this in, the plastic fingers, they do something in there. So if enough of these plastic fingers break off, then forget about it. You're not going to be able to read your data. And that sucks when you shoot a bunch of photos and they're on the card, but you can't get them off of the card. So I am having that problem with my card now. It's getting old, so I decided to, while I was already at Walmart, I would go ahead and buy myself a new 32 gigabyte SanDisk card. This is about 18 bucks. So that's the new setup for Flash, and maybe if I ever figure out how to make videos where I can incorporate photos that I shoot, or maybe if I ever actually shoot a photo that doesn't totally suck, I'll upload some examples of photos that I've shot with this Flash. But since I really don't edit videos, and I don't really make those kind of videos anyway, I probably won't ever do that. But there you go. The new SUNPAK Flash. It's like 75 bucks including tax at Walmart. And I really think that this thing's going to take me to the next level. And now I'm going to go find the nearest rave because I'm in the mood to dance under a strobe light.